wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. When I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man the fellows stand, or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes, the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palms of my hands, the need for my care. Because I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman, all you women and me.
Wow, phenomenal woman, that's me. What a way to kickstart the show. It is a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Welcome to On the Rise with myself, Adelaide Mortar, on Downtown Radio, the heart of the city, the heart of the people. Look, we wrapped up Women's Month not so long ago, and I thought, why not appreciate my beautiful women in the building? So that is what we are talking about on today's show. We are talking, what does it mean, or what does being a woman mean to you? Remember to follow us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's at the official Downtown Radio. Let's get this show started. Indipose phezulu emafini ndibonisulu thetha nami isilimi tirete haya ngitela impatho yakho ngitela ubudoda bakho ngitela ulwazi lwakho ngicela ukwazi kwakho ngibambela ngiyelele ngiyekele ngisuse pha undenzo wakho yasandwa sami bafikile bakufuna bandiphuqa weyandazi aweyandazi osandwa sami bafikile bandiphuqa uthando lwayo indipose phezulu emafini ndibonisulu thetha nami isilimi tirete haya Masaba
kathasa uthixo wami ewundishiyelani naye nalo mfana ewundiphethe okwesandla yena undiphethe okwendawo yakhe okwempatho yakhe nalo lwazi lwakhe yo dilinde yo dilinde wesoka lam dilinde wemfana we dilinde dilinde uthixo wam undishiyelani nalo mfana Eloi lama sabakatani dilinde dilinde ay esotini indinikelo uthando lwayo indiphose phezulu emafini tilbonisi
You are still listening to On the Rise with myself at Lake Mota on Downtown Radio, the heart of the city, the heart of the people. I just played you a very beautiful track titled Elindoda. If you just tuned into the show, then on today's show, we are talking about what does being a woman mean to you, right? And I ask you to send in those voice notes. So please do send those voice notes. Also, something very beautiful is that we are joined by a very special woman close to my heart. We are joined by Mahla Rambedi. A little bit later on, we're going to be talking about all things her life and also what does being a woman mean to her, right? I chose this topic because we just wrapped up Women's Month, and also we're women and we live in South Africa, and we know how siyagoa as women who live in South Africa, so, but I also realized that despite all the bad and hurtful things that happen to us as women, we carry so much value. There's so much things that women do, and I was reflecting back on the women that raised me, how strong they are, how dedicated they are. And in particular, I look at like my late grandmother. That woman was everything. That woman was like a Proverbs 31 type of woman. Like, she'd be up by 5 every morning, even though she's not going anywhere, even though she doesn't have errands to run on that particular day, but she'd be up in that day to ensure that the house is clean. She takes a bath, prepares breakfast for us. She cooks for her husband. And as we move, I also look at the very same way my late grandmother used to live is how my mother now operates, that she has so much love in her. And I realized that, what, a woman's worth is also not determined by the number of kids she can bear, but it's also determined by the type of impact that she can put in people's lives. And I realized that actually being a woman is such a beautiful thing, because we play such a very vital role in our communities, in our societies, in our workplaces as well. So shout out to all the women out there, keep loving, keep being strong, keep pushing. For now, I just want to play a voice note, and then when we come back, we chat to Mahla Rambedi.
I would describe being a woman as feeling empowered, feeling beautiful, and extremely fearful. There are many different instances in which women today have reasons to feel all of the above. But unfortunately, there's still a lot of violence against women that continues to rage, not only in South Africa, but around the world. There are many things that the average South African woman can relate to. Average being myself. I come from a privileged background. I have a roof over my head. I have a job. I have a family. And even with the abundance of what I am grateful for, I notice that I still experience many small injustices on a daily basis. These are on a much smaller scale than assault or violence, which I've also experienced. But they can make you feel pretty terrible on their own. And those injustices don't define me. I'm a woman with dreams. And I'm well on my way of achieving them. And I have so much to live for. We have come a long way as women in this country. It is in us to have each other's backs and encourage one another to be the best that we can be. And we must never forget that at the end of the day, we are women and we are strong and we are fierce. And together, we are a force to reckon with.
Catch our new show on The Rise with Adelaide, coming every Wednesday on The Rise with Adelaide, the heart of the city, on the heart of the radio, the heart of the city, the heart of the people.
Today I am joined by a lovely guest in studio. She is such an amazing woman, very dear and close to my heart as well, you know. Yeah, she's giving me this look. She's very pretty. She's very fierce. She's very goal-driven. She's very determined. She's very organized. Like, I must put it out there, very organized. She's very loving as well, very warm, you know, welcoming. And I believe that in today's show, because we're talking about everything women and what being a woman means to you, you know, I was like, no, let me invite her because I believe we can learn one or two things from her. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for the beautiful Mahla Rambedi.
Hello to everybody watching.
Listen to that. That's time.
Hello
The next
to
time
everybody watching.
you hear her voice
Hello.
on like one of the biggest radio stations in South Africa, just know that you met her through me.
Yeah, she is the girl that plugged you guys with me. Hello
Yes.
to everybody watching. My name is Mahla Rambedi, and this is a surprise shoot.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it. Wow.
She's like,
Thank you for the invitation.
Right.
And I am honored
It's
with the
been long
beautiful things
overdue.
that you said about me. Didn't know that's how you felt. Oh my god.
I hardly say it, but that's how I felt.
Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you.
Right. So before we dive into the entire interview, you know, I want you to be relaxed.
I'm relaxed like a fish.
Okay, so who is Mahla Rambedi, for those of you who don't know you?
Ooh. In what way? Who is Mahla Rambedi? Mahla
Yeah.
Rambedi is me. One.
Okay.
Mahla Rambedi is a very crazy, enthusiastic, out there, spontaneous young lady that is very crazy. She's goal-driven, ambitious. Yeah, that is Mahla Rambedi.
That is Mahla. So for those of you who don't know, right, Mahal's such a very good actress. Like, beyond super good. Like,
Oh my god.
if you see her winning a SAFTA, just know as well
Soon,
she
baby.
deserves it.
Soon, baby.
Like,
I'll
Mahal
be
is,
there.
you're there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be standing there like,
Definitely.
and the award goes to
Most definitely.
my girl. So let's talk about you diving into acting and all that. When did you realize that, you know what, this is what I want to do?
Okay. With acting, your girl has been a lover of attention from a very young age. Like, I've always been the attention seeker. I always wanted the spotlight on me. Like, guys, I got this. If it's not jokes, it's something. There's something that I'd make just to draw the attention to me. Or hi, I'm known as the clown of the family because I'm the loudest and I'm the craziest.
Okay.
So acting, I've been in love with acting since a very a young age. I started acting when I was like in grade 5 or so, and then I stopped because I got into schools that I couldn't do acting, and I lived very far from school. And then after I matriculated, I went into culinary. I did hospitality.
That's why you're such a good cut.
Yes.
Makes perfect sense now.
I went into hospitality, and then
Okay.
COVID happened, and then got done with that. After COVID, I went to State Theatre and then I started acting there.
Oh.
And I studied performance and arts, and that's where the deeper love and the affection of acting grew.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we know that we just wrapped up Women's Month, a couple of days ago. And, wow, we're women, young women, who live in South Africa. And we know how daunting that can be as well, So I just want to ask you what being a woman means to you. Not only in your own self, but a woman living in South Africa.
Well, honestly speaking, in the times that we're living in right now, the 21st century is very scary.
True.
Life wasn't as it was when we grew up as kids. We were like so selfie, like we were like, we were just having fun. Now, every moment when you leave the house, you don't know if you're coming back. You don't know if you're gonna get robbed. You don't know if anything might happen to you. So it's very scary being a woman in South Africa at this day and age. But yet again, the nice part about it is that we are being acknowledged. With a lot of platforms. It's core. They're giving us a lot of platforms and we are shining and we are rising, and a lot of women are like empowering now. So being a woman for me is being bold, being creative, and that's the true definition of being a woman. Wow. So there's nothing that is standing in your way. You're just gonna battle through all this like a kung fu ninja. Just like going through it. Yeah.
So profound. I didn't expect you to say that. Like Mosadi
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Wow, Mahal. I need to digest that. I knew you were smart, but not that smart. So I want to ask you something, right? All right. If you had to give advice to your 16-year-old self, what would you say?
Okay. To 16-year-old, to 16-year-old me, I would say work harder. Work just a bit harder, that you don't have to work way harder now. If you did some things a bit different, you would have been here like a while ago, and now we'd be somewhere else because we won't be fixing the mistakes. But then either way, we live to learn. We learn from our mistakes.
True.
So one thing about 16-year-old me, you're very crazy and out there and very outgoing. So that taught you other things and taught you quicker. And now you realize that I need to work more harder to get where I actually want to be. But you did well. You did well. That's what I would say.
Let us go for an ad break. When we come back, we continue the conversation with Mahla Rambedi. Welcome back from the ad break. You're still listening to Downtown Radio, the heart of the city, the heart of the people. And you know that I'm joined by the beautiful Mahla Rambedi, and we are talking all things women, especially what being a woman means to you, right? So remember to follow us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's at the official Downtown Radio. Just towards the end of the show, I'm going to be playing your voice notes because you've been sending a lot of them telling me that, you know what, this is what being a woman means to me. So unfortunately, I have to love and leave you. It was a very beautiful show. Thank you so much for making time, even though, you did not see it coming.
It's a definite pleasure, and thank you for having me.
All right. So before we wrap up the show, the year is almost over. Like a couple of months left into the new year. So closing comments to people listening out there. What do you have to say to them?
Okay. Guys, have fun. Just have fun. Be you. Go out. Drink. I'm joking. But have fun and don't beat yourself up for things that you couldn't do. Your New Year resolutions and all that. There's next year. You can continue doing all you need to do. But for now, have fun. Life is short. That's all I can say.
Life is short, have fun. Thank you very much. Remember that we do this again next week. Konalana, Good Downtown Radio, the heart of the city, the heart of the people. From me, Adelaide Mota, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.